Last season, we saw a very interesting Premier League title race between Arsenal and Manchester City. Before the season started, nobody predicted that Arsenal would be in it. But they came in with a bang and dominated for so long. At some point, because of how good Arteta's men were, many started to write Man City off and started prematurely crowning Arsenal champions. But the real champions came from behind, overtook the Gunners, and completed their three-peat. You could argue that Arsenal bottled the league, but hey, finishing second after finishing 5th the previous season was one hell of an upgrade. Now, the question is, can they maintain that? Also, after doing the Premier League three-peat and completing the European treble in the same season, will Man City be able to find the hunger to go hard again? Basically, what we're asking is, will Arsenal and Man City be in the title race next season? We'll answer that question in this video, but before we get into it, quickly go and give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Done? Okay, so let's answer the question. See, if there's one reason Man City won't be in the title race next season, it's simply because of a lack of motivation. They have finally won the elusive Champions League title, and they have now won the Premier League 5 times in the last 6 years. It's difficult to motivate yourself after you've enjoyed that much success. On the other hand, the pressure on Arsenal right now is about proving that they weren't just a one-season wonder. They came through as underdogs and went really hard in the Premier League last season. But next season, a lot of eyes will be on them, and teams will have plans in place to stop them. Also, they'll now be playing in the Champions League, so can they still fight for the title with all these new developments? Well, if anything, the business both these clubs have been doing this summer indicates that they're not resting on their laurels from last season at all. They obviously want to win the Premier League next season, so they're buying and selling players. Man City have said goodbye to Joao Cancelo and Ilkay Gundogan, but they have already signed Mateo Kovacic, and they look like they want to add Joško Gvardiol to the list. They sent in a bid for Declan Rice earlier in the window, but Arsenal beat them to that one, even though there are rumours City didn't really want the Englishman. Some say they only sent in the bid to drive up the price for Arsenal. Some others say Pep was doing Arteta a favour, so that the powers that be at the Emirates would close the deal more swiftly. Well, whatever it was, it worked for Arsenal. They got their man, and that was just one of many men. As far as activities in this window are concerned, it's safe to say that Arsenal wins. Obviously, you could argue that it's because Man City have the superior squad, and so they don't have to make too many changes to it. But it does seem like Arteta is trying to build a squad that would favourably compete with City man for man. They have already completed the signings for Rice, Timber and Havertz, and they also reportedly have their eyes on guys like Laporte, Lavia, Cancelo and Tchouaméni. Not to mention that they have extended the contracts of Reiss Nelson and William Saliba. They have also sold Granit Xhaka and Pablo Mari, and could still say goodbye to a few more guys like Holding, Partey, Tierney, Pepe and Folarin. Arteta is doing some really serious business, especially with reducing the average age of the squad. Considering the quality each team had in their squad before the summer, who would you say has had the better summer transfer window so far? Anyway, you know what else will determine if these two guys will be in the title race next season? The performances of rival clubs. Liverpool are never down for too long, so you'll naturally expect them to be back swinging next season. Also, they've been doing some business this summer, having already signed Mac Allister and Szoboszlai, and said goodbye to Milner, Firmino, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Keita. Man United threatened a bit last season, and have already been improving this summer. They've signed Mason Mount, and having said goodbye to De Gea, they'll likely be completing the signing of Onana soon. And you know, that completely changes how they play. They're also looking to get a striker and a centre-back. And of course, after all this business, they would be hoping to go from 3rd to actually fighting for the title. Other guys like Newcastle, Chelsea and Spurs may also have something to say about the title race, so Pep and Arteta better watch their backs. Speaking of Pep and Arteta, much of this is dependent on them. Because of their exploits last season, there are coaches who are studying their games and trying to figure out ways to stop them. So, will they be able to redefine and improve their tactics to still be in the title race next season? Honestly, they're both smart and tactical coaches, so we expect them to, but only time will tell. Another huge factor here is the players themselves and the mentality they're taking into the new season. There's something winning the European treble does to your psyche. It makes you feel like you can do absolutely anything and beat absolutely anybody. But it could also make you overconfident and unmotivated. Arsenal players, on the other hand, could either be fired up by the fact that they improved massively last season and only just missed out on the title, or they could feel inadequate and discouraged because they had a fantastic season, but still lost out to Manchester City in the end. What mentalities do you expect these two teams to go into the season with? I mean, these guys are top professionals with obsessive maniacs for coaches. If there's one thing we expect both teams to have going into the new season, it's surely a top mentality. Also, this is another reason both guys are reshuffling the squad. You always need to be ready to let some players go and bring in some new ones, so as to keep the blood pumping in the team. And so far, that's what Arsenal and Man City appear to have been doing in this window. So, will we see another rivalry between Manchester City and Arsenal in the 2023-24 season? You know what? I think we will. These guys are similar in so many ways, so it'll be down to who can outdo the other. A few more clubs might join the title race, but we expect City and Arsenal to still be there. Their rivalry even gets a head start before the Premier League kicks off, with the Community Shield game on the 6th of August. What that means is that, before the season even resumes officially, Man City and Arsenal will already be fighting each other for silverware. A one-game knockout. It's really anyone's game, you know? Who do you think will come out on top? And that trophy, no matter how insignificant it might seem to some, could really have a huge effect on the mentality of both teams. Whoever wins it starts the season on the right foot, with a trophy and a mental edge on their rivals. Whoever loses starts out with a bad taste of already missing out on a trophy and playing second fiddle to their rivals before the season even starts. Considering how things went last season, I'd say that a victory would benefit Arsenal more. They always fell to City, and then won nothing despite playing so well last season. If they can start the new season by laying their hands on some sort of silverware, it'd really help their mentality. And of course, beating Man City, who beat them to the Premier League last season, would make it a little sweeter. But hey, Pep has his own motivations too. He is currently the only coach in the history of football to have won the European treble twice. I'm pretty sure he's looking to also become the only person in football history to complete the sextuple twice. If he fails to win the Community Shield, that dream is gone. So, best believe, Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta will be putting their best feet forward. This is not just a pre-season game, it's a huge game for them both. One that could have an impact as far-reaching as shaping the 2023-24 Premier League title race. Who do you think will come out on top? Tell us in the comments. Also, tell us if you think Arsenal and City will be in the title race next season.